All right, welcome in. Hope everybody's having a great day. I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience working towards being a fitness content creator. I'm going to share some insights that I think I'm going to help you if you also have those aspirations. First of all, fuck sleeves. Summer's right around the corner. Let the pythons breathe. Get your thickies hanging out the sides. Link in the description if you want to support. The main purpose of this video is that I want to highlight some of the things I've failed at, and I've probably had about at least 8 years of failing. Well, not all failing, but the net result ended up being failure. Trying to create fitness content, become successful at that, and make it a career. Through this process, I learned many things, some difficult challenges, things to overcome. And when I look at other people that are trying to create content, whether it's fitness or really anything, a different niche too, I see some of the same missteps that I've made. And I'm by no means a guru success. This is exactly how you do it. There's not a fucking blueprint or a formula. But in your own personal journey, there might be some characteristics, some mindset, perspective things that are going to limit you. And I think I could probably bring awareness to them. So for me, a lot of the things that led to failure were direct inadequacies in my mindset, my perspective, my character, my habits, my ability to be disciplined and deliver consistent value onto social media. And through failure, taking the hard lessons, slowly learn to adapt and tweak and improve on those things to a point where now I'm starting to have some success. So I think the best place to start is to sort of describe where your motivation comes from. So specifically, if you want to be a fitness content creator, why? Most likely you're really into working out, okay? You love it, you're pumping up the muscles, you're lifting heavy weights, you got big biceps, you got abs, you got whatever, you're really into working out, you love it, that's awesome. And I commend you for taking the step, if you have, to have the courage to get out a camera and film yourself, document, make some kind of content. That takes some balls, some courage, because there's going to be judgment and some hurdles that you have to overcome even to do that. But a lot of the motivation probably comes from inspiration of other people that are doing it successfully. So you look at other people on Instagram, YouTube, whatever. In the case of fitness influencers, they have incredible physiques, or they're extremely strong, or they have an entertaining personality, or a combination of all of them. They've got some sponsorships, products, they're selling sick cars, and they got this sexy baller lifestyle. It's like, wow, why wouldn't I want to do this? I love working out. Why don't I take action on my passion and I can live this awesome, amazing lifestyle? It's very self-indulging, and it soothes and strokes your ego. Okay, so that's the first problem. And the issue with this is that it doesn't really give you an actual toolkit to get results. It kind of sets you up for failure. And I think I see a lot of people go down this path. And the reason, again, is because I did this exactly. So that's why I feel it's fair to maybe make this critique. It's more a critique of myself than anything else. And so when you go into something with that idea to fulfill your own sort of neurotic, self-indulging ego, feel good about myself, pump up the self-image, self-absorption type of thing, where you film yourself, you're all pumped up, you're worked out, you're put a motivational quote or speech over top of it, and and then you post it and you're getting some likes and some comments, yeah, me, is that it inhibits your ability to be self-aware of what you actually have. And I think the foundation for success in this realm is to establish a solid base of self-awareness of what you got and what you don't. So take a step back and go, is my physique actually really impressive compared to the other people that are on social media? In this case, if you're just working out and you want to be healthy and you're one of the more muscular people in the gym and you're whatever, if you have aspirations to do social media, you're competing with the other people that are popular. Okay, so if you look and compare yourself objectively, step out of your own mind, your own body, put yourself next to these other individuals in the space and go, do I really have an impressive physique? No. Am I really extremely strong? No. Am I providing value in some other way of knowledge, science? No. Am I providing value in terms of entertainment or humor? No. Okay, well, why would anybody give a flying fuck? And this is how I had to look at it myself. And you go, okay. And that's a really hard pill to swallow, hard medicine to swallow. But again, if you're serious and you really want to do this and you're going to take the steps, you need to establish this base. Unless you're one of the very, very few elite, again, in the fitness niche, if you have like insane aesthetics, you could just post you would never have to actually audit yourself, and you could, because you are fucking elite, you are the best. You know, if you've got like a physique like David Lade or Chris Bumstead or something like that, you could just post Instagram pictures and videos of yourself working out. Those individuals, they add more, they open up, they show their personalities, they add even more to it to enhance the experience, provide more value. But they could, if they didn't want to, they wouldn't have to do those additional things. It just wouldn't be as successful. But for most of us, you don't have those things. So what you need to do is establish where you're at and have that really difficult negative. It's going to feel like shit. It's not going to soothe your ego. It's not going to, that's why nobody does it this way. You go the other way where you see motivation, you get inspired, you go, I love working out. And then you do all these actions towards that soothe the ego where you're believing and you're thinking you're all these things. Instead of going, holy, I don't have an advantage there. I don't have that. I don't have this. I don't have that. I'm not special. Just because I can get out a camera and film myself really doesn't mean jack shit. This is what happened to me. Many different accounts, Instagram, some humor accounts, gym selfies, launched a personal training website over like 8 years, probably like a zillion different swings at it, some successes, but mostly failures. And the main takeaway is self-awareness and realizing what I'm able to provide and what I'm not. And that's the place where you need to start and have that difficult conversation with yourself. And then you can pivot forward. Okay, so in my case, I realized that, I don't have an insanely elite physique. I'm not incredibly strong. But what do I have? I have some humor, so I've had some success with humor content, but also I have a lot of knowledge I've developed over many years, training clients and also just educating myself to deal with my own issues with postural problems, muscle imbalances, anatomy, all those different kind of that sort of niche, mobility, posture, anatomy. And I fired out a few videos like that, and there's a huge reaction to it of like, oh wow, I never would have thought this. It has nothing really to do with my own ego. It's not a picture. It's like I'm just a vessel for the information that's going to help other people. And it's a completely different process than what I got into it for. And I think, although it's not going to be the exact same journey for everyone, but I think there's probably a lot of people who want to do some form of fitness content, that you probably have something that if you pivoted your content in a way that's less egotistical, less self-absorbed, less about you and more about the audience and how to provide value to them, you could probably start to get some traction, have some success doing it, make some money off of it, maybe make a career out of it. And so if you look at your content, if you're just going into the gym and you record your workouts, and then you post them, and you've been doing that consistently for several months, how could, just look at it and go, okay, have that moment where my physique is this, my strength is that, my humor is this, my personality is that. Like, all right, I have some strengths, but nothing really that special. What could I do though? What could I do to make my content better? Maybe something that you need to do is, instead of just recording all of the workouts straight through, put a voiceover, talk, and spend more time educating yourself on form, on anatomy, of specific tips and techniques to use when you're doing a back workout. Add some additional value. Or maybe in between each exercise, look into the camera directly and talk some shit about interesting thoughts or humor or whatever, something, and try some videos like that. And then keep thinking, how can I make it better? How can I make it better? It's more about creating this product, this output that you're continuously tweaking and adapting to improve it further and further and further. I think that's a way better way to think about it. And you're kind of separating yourself from it. Yes, you were involved in it. Yes, it's about your personality and your body and everything else. But I'd say it's more about your ability to continuously improve it in ways so that it provides value to other people and actually benefits them. And then they're actually going to give a fuck and want to follow and potentially buy something from you, or whatever the end goal is for you. So yeah, that's basically my general take. And again, this is not from somebody who's an expert in this at all. And I think there's many different ways to have success in the area, but this was my kind of personal path that I've gone on. And also I identify other people, or I could see them. I'm down here in Alpha Land, and there's a lot of people who are filming themselves working out. And again, I'm like, fuck, this balls. And some people have insane courage where they're just shirtless, right in front of 10 other people. I don't have the courage to do that, man. I'm like, oh, damn, man, that takes balls to do that. Fuck, good for you. But and maybe they're doing that just to update progress or this or that, whatever, right? I don't know what everybody's intentions are, but if you are somebody that wants to try to have success at it, this is somebody's take. Again, I'm not at the top, I'm not at elite level, whatever, but it's been a process, it's been a journey, and a lot of failures, and this is something I've learned from it, to separate from your ego, develop some self-awareness, what you have and what you don't. That's your foundation, and then start laying bricks on top of that of improvement, of how to continuously tweak and improve your videos, improve your content, improve your knowledge, improve whatever you need to do to try to get, and that's the game. And if you don't want to do that, and if you don't want to have to look that harshly in the mirror mirror, think it's toxic, that social media and fitness is that way, then don't do fitness. So go do something else. You don't have to do this, but if you want to do it, that's what it is. You got to provide value, and you're competing with other people that are immensely popular, and you got to find something in some way that's true to you, but that's also a process of continuously improving what you're putting out. And it's not nearly as sexy. It's not nearly as neurotic and self-indulging. Like now, sometimes I put videos together. Like there's none of that in my brain. It's like just work. It's just baseline, monotone. Read the studies, get the facts done, do the demonstrations, do the talking, tweak it, editor edits to a revision, post. Okay, that's it though. That's it. It's work. So that's my insights. Hopefully that helps some people if you're interested into maybe a little insight into what